up next on UCF Sports Night, overcoming an obstacle. We'll show you the story of baseball's Brandon Romans. And the men's basketball team is bringing in a fantastic recruiting class. We'll talk about it with head coach Kirk Speraw. That and more next on UCF Sports Night.
UCF Sports Night is brought to you by UCF TV. Today's show is also presented in part by Bright House Networks. See how bright life can be. By Holler Classic, the official automotive group of the UCF Knights. And by Coca-Cola. Welcome to the Coke side of life.
Hey there, and welcome once again to UCF Sports Night. I'm Jeff Sharon. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. This week, the men's golf team began its chase for its first ever Conference USA Championship. The Knights hadn't won a conference championship in men's golf since 2004, back when UCF was in the Atlantic Sun Conference. But this week, the team headed up to Redtail Golf and Country Club in beautiful Sorrento, Florida, with a gorgeous chance at bringing home the title. Let's take a look at the highlights. A warm Tuesday for the final round at Redtail. Two UCF golfers came in tied for the lead, Simon Ward and Blaine Barber, and they would square off down the stretch. As far as the team competition, the Knights got a big lift from the guys in the front of the lineup as Jed Dirksen and Brad Schneider both put up solid numbers on the final day. Also, David Johnson, the senior in his final CUSA championship, kept the Knights in the lead with clutch putting down the stretch. Ward and Barber then both shot under par, and that helped seal the Knights' first team conference championship in golf since 2004. They go 18 under par for the tournament, 6 strokes ahead of SMU, and get the automatic bid to the NCAA Regionals. As for the individual race, Ward edged Barber with a 4 under 68 in the final round to finish 11 under for the tournament, one better than his teammate, and the junior Irishman spoke about the achievement afterwards.
Yeah, I'm happy with how the round went today. I've played solid the whole week, so shot in the 60s every day, so quite happy how it went. Blaine got second. I just pipped him at the end with a birdie on 17, so yeah, the individuals and team played well.
Well, the guys played great. I mean, they came out here with a purpose and they wanted to win the conference championship, and they've worked really hard all year long to get to this point. And we're excited, and now our next goal is to win regionals and get to nationals and see what can happen.
Over to baseball and a comeback for the ages against Stetson at the baseball complex. The Hatters led the Knights 10-0 in the 4th inning on Tuesday, but then the rally happened. The Knights scored 4 runs in the 4th, 3 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th to get back into it. Then in the 8th, down 11-10, Brandon Romans with the big double here. That scores Shane Brown, and we are suddenly tied at 11 apiece. Then next batter, Kiko Vasquez. He goes deep, and that gives the Knights the lead at 13-11. Corey Weech would come in and lock it down, and the Knights come back from 10-0 down and beat the Stetson Hatters 13-12, the first time the Knights have come back from a deficit of 8 or more runs in 6 seasons. Up to Daytona Beach, where the softball team took on Bethune-Cookman for the final time this season. No score late, but Bree Javier changes that with an RBI single, scoring Natalie Land. Then Hillary Barrow with this RBI double. That scores Javier, and that makes it 2-0 UCF. Javier would add another RBI later on, and then with 1 out in the 7th inning, Abby McLean and Natalie Land turned their 3rd double play of the game, and that would put the cherry on top. 3-0 the final. UCF gets the big midweek win at Bethune-Cookman.
We practiced on it yesterday in practice, and we did it a lot, and it was just kind of come natural. I don't know. I used to play short back in the day, and so it was good to be back and have to turn some double plays today, so it was good. Oh, it's huge because we need all the wins we can have, because we struggled in the beginning of the season and we kind of put ourselves in a hole, and so now we're just trying to fight back and get the best seed we can in conference or in the conference tournament, and so we can put ourselves in the best situation.
So that led to the big road series up at Memphis, and in game number 1 it was the Tigers who got out to the good start, taking a 2-0 win. The Knights turned as many double plays as they got hits in that game. Doubleheader on Saturday got off to a great start for UCF, with the Knights taking game 1 3-2. Ashley Cole pitched nicely and had the go-ahead RBI with a single in the 6th. Then UCF completes the doubleheader sweep in Game 2, thanks again to Ashley Cole, who tossed the final 4 innings in relief and got the game-tying hit late, and Bree Javier got the go-ahead RBI as the Knights get a big 2 out of 3 on the road thanks to the 4-3 win in the nightcap. The baseball team traveled up to Birmingham to face UAB, and the black and gold wrecking crew was at full throttle in Game 1 Friday night. The Knights pound out a record 29 runs on 28 hits and set a new school record for most runs in back-to-back games thanks to a 29-9 destruction of the Blazers. Shane Brown reached base all 8 times he came to the plate for UCF. Game number 2, the Blazers got their revenge, overcoming 3 hits and 3 runs batted in from Bo Taylor, 12-8 the final there. In the rubber game, Shane Brown would tie an NCAA record by reaching base in his 18th consecutive plate appearance. He ended up going 4 for 5 with 3 runs batted in, and the Knights get the road series win over UAB, 12-6 the final in Game 3. It was a big weekend for track and field as they were coast to coast. First up in Philly, the shuttle hurdle relay team took first place at the prestigious Penn Relays in school record time of 54.07 seconds. It's UCF's first ever win in any event at the Penn Relays. Meanwhile, on the West Coast, out in San Diego, Kelsey Poljancic posted NCAA qualifying marks in the shot put and the discus, capping a busy week for UCF track and field. Springtime means beach volleyball for the UCF team, and the Knights showed well at the Fiesta on Siesta in Siesta Key, Florida. UCF placed second as a team overall. Kristen Fisher and Sarah Rex won the silver division as they took 4 straight matches. Also, Erin Campbell and Andrea Youngblood finished 9th in the event overall. Football news, and another night is heading to the next level. Joe Burnett got the call from the defending Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers in the 5th round of the NFL Draft on Sunday. He's headed to the Steel City. Burnett is the 25th Knight in school history to be taken in the NFL Draft, and it's the 7th year out of the past 8 that UCF has had a player selected in the NFL Draft. And as always, if you want more information on UCF sports, all you have to do is visit UCFathletics.com, your online home for UCF sports. We're only just getting started here on UCF Sports Night. Coming up next, he's one of the Knights' top hitters, but it's what he does just to get on the field that shows his remarkable perseverance. We introduce you to Brandon Romans when UCF Sports Night returns. Fans, season tickets for UCF football in 2009 are available now. For more information, including new payment options, contact the ticket office at 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com. Welcome back to UCF Sports Night. Brandon Romans is having a spectacular year for the UCF baseball team. He's hitting better than .325, and he's been solid behind the plate as UCF's catcher. But it's remarkable that Brandon can even get onto the field at all. He's a type 1 juvenile diabetic, but he hasn't let that stop him one bit. In fact, if you talk to Brandon, he makes it seem like it's no big deal at all. We got a closer look at UCF catcher Brandon Romans in our Sports Night Spotlight.
My first impressions was that he was very knowledgeable about the game, a veteran in the standpoint that he was a 5th-year senior, been around the game for a while, and he kind of led by example.
I know when Coach Godwin came in, our hitting coach, he really stressed to me, to take an aggressive approach at the plate, and I've done that so far this season. And it's shown.
Him being a veteran, being behind the plate, having caught for all his life, helping young pitchers is a very big aspect of developing guys.
I'm a type 1 juvenile. I have juvenile diabetes. a normal human being has a pancreas, produces insulin once you eat. My pancreas does not produce insulin at all. So the insulin that, once I eat food, I have to give myself a shot intravenously in order for, you know, for insulin to react so my blood glucose levels will stay in normal range. I found out it was my first year of high school. I was 14 years old and I lost probably 35 pounds in 1 week. I was feeling really sick and ended up going to the doctor. They told me I was diabetic, and then I had to, from there, I had to learn how to take care of myself on a daily basis. Once I got older, I started doing it on my own, and basically just how my body adjusted to the disease, I just had to be disciplined and stay on top of it. A lot of times when your blood sugar gets low, you feel kind of, you know, like shaky, real weak and stuff like that. And when that first started happening, you know, that was kind of scary. And so I'll always have to, you know, carry around grape juice with me, make sure I had candy in my pocket, something of that sort, just so, you know, it wouldn't happen again.
I think Brandon, to be able to do that is very impressive, obviously. He does a great job of controlling it. I mean, it can be a very scary thing at times when his blood sugar gets low, but he has been doing it for some time now, and I almost don't even know that he's diabetic. I mean, he does it, gives himself a shot, and is still playing out there, and you never know it.
I think you can overcome anything. I mean, if you persevere through it. I mean, diabetes might be a pain in some people's lives, but I just always took the outlook on it. You know, it's just something I have to do, and that's all I really know how to do is kind of take a positive, I guess, turn. That's what I have to do.
All right, don't go away. Coming up next year on UCF Sports Night, men's basketball is bringing in a fantastic recruiting class, and we'll talk about it with head basketball coach Kirk Speraw when we return. Fans, season tickets for UCF football in 2009 are available now. For more information, including new payment options, contact the ticket office at 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com. Welcome back to UCF Sports Night. UCF men's basketball bringing in one of the most highly anticipated recruiting classes in program history. And joining me now to talk about it is head coach Kirk Speraw. Coach, how are you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Doing well. Thanks for coming on the show. These four guys you bring in, you have to be excited about each of them.
We are excited about our recruiting class. Still working hard on it, but we're excited about the young men that we've got committed to UCF. I think they'll bring some new dynamics to our program, and with the addition of our returnees coming back, you know, from this last year, we're really looking forward to next year.
Let's talk about each one of these guys individually. We'll start with R.J. Scott from Slidell, Louisiana, a guy that you had on your radar scope for quite some time.
We did. R.J. came to you know, our individual camp a year ago, and we saw him throughout the July evaluation period last summer. He played very, very well on his AAU program and shoots the ball exceptionally well, brings some toughness defensively to our team, and you know, he brings some leadership, led his team to the state championship, obviously, and you always like recruiting winners to your program.
A lot of the local fans, of course, excited about Keith Clanton, who comes in from Orlando Christian Prep. What a fantastic basketball player. He played 4 positions in the high school and won 2 state championships.
Well, he's a tremendous talent, you know, and he comes from a great family, and we're excited to keep him here in Orlando. He's very skilled, can do a lot of different things on the basketball court. You cannot pigeonhole him in a position because he's multifaceted and does so much, and we're excited to look forward to working with him and helping him develop his basketball.
The 2 Chicago kids, we'll start with Nick Garcia, 6'5" shooting guard, but such a versatile player.
Well, he is. He's got a good feel for the game. He understands how to play, has good rhythm, but it shoots it exceptionally well and brings some length. You know, he might even be 6'6", and so you know, he'll bring some length to the position, and certainly one of the premier shooters in the entire country.
And last but not least, Marcus Jordan. We all know about the last name and the family, but what is it about Marcus that makes you excited as a coach in terms of his playing ability?
Well, I think there's a couple things. You know, certainly he's an individual with great character. He brings a lot to the table with his leadership skills, his toughness, those types of things. But he's a tough competitor. You know, he led his team to a state championship, and you know, he kind of willed it when it came down the stretch into the, you know, into the later rounds of the playoffs. And he can get in the paint, he can create for himself, create for others, and that's a dynamic that we desperately needed. So, you know, I think Marcus will bring that that toughness and the ability to get in the paint and really help our team out.
Sounds a lot like he's a chip off of the old block. Now let's take a look at the summer real quick as we wrap up. What are your plans for the summer? What do the players do over the summer? Well,
this is a big time to improve individually, obviously. You know, they're going to be in the weight room and working on their strength and conditioning and quickness. They'll get in the gym, they'll do a lot of shooting, a lot of pickup games, but they got to get better at their individual ball skills and be more consistent in their shooting percentages, and that's a lot of time of individual work. It's critical in the months of May, June, July, August that they get that done.
And before you know it, we'll be getting ready for the season once again. Head coach Kirk Speraw, UCF men's basketball, thanks for taking some time for us.
You bet.
All right, stick around. Coming up next here on UCF Sports Night, we've got some news and notes from the week and also our plays of the week, that and plenty more when we return. Fans, season tickets for UCF football in 2009 are available now. For more information, including new payment options, contact the ticket office at 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com. All right, welcome back. Plays of the week are on deck for this week, but first, let's take a look at some news and notes. For the third straight year, UCF leads all of Conference USA with the most student athletes on the Commissioner's Honor Roll. UCF placed a CUSA record total of 224 student athletes on the Honor Roll with a GPA of 3.0 or higher, 30 more than last year, which was the previous league record. Also, 34 Knights from 10 different teams received CUSA academic medals for earning GPAs of 3.75 or better this academic year. UCF track and field athlete Dion Thomas has won the Spring 2009 Conference USA Spirit of Service Award for her work in the community. The senior is one of 12 Conference USA athletes to receive the award this semester. Dion has done extensive work with Autism Speaks and the Central Florida Children's Home. And you can now follow UCF Athletics on Twitter. New this spring, every sport has its own Twitter page, plus pages for tickets and even Nitro. For more information and to follow UCF Athletics via Twitter, visit UCFathletics.com. Time now for our Sports Night plays of the week. Play number 3, softball against Bethune-Cookman. Natalie Land and Abby McLean turned 3 double plays against the Wildcats, but the biggest twin killing was the last one to get the final 2 outs of this week's game and vaulting the Knights toward a big weekend against Memphis. Play number 2 is from the baseball team's remarkable comeback against Stetson. Tied game in the 8th inning, and Kiko Vasquez had the big blow deep into the Central Florida night, and that home run gave the Knights a phenomenal 13-12 comeback victory over their rivals to the north. Play number 1, men's golf in the Conference USA tournament, and Simon Ward sealed the deal with this incredible approach shot on number 18. Watch where it lands. 10 feet from the hole, he would par out from there and wrap up both the team championship and the individual championship. Congrats to Simon and his teammates on their first ever Conference USA championship. And those are your Sports Night Plays of the Week. Baseball and softball take center stage as we look at the week ahead. First, the baseball team has a big home-and-home with I-4 rival USF. The first game this week is on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. at the UCF Baseball Complex. You can see that game live on UCFathletics.com. Game 2 is in Tampa the following night, Wednesday at 7 p.m. The month of May begins with baseball. The team opens the month at home with a 3-game series against Marshall. Game 1 is Friday, May 1st at 6:30 p.m. Game 2 is Saturday at 4, and the final game of the series with the Thundering Herd is on Sunday at 11 a.m. sharp. You can catch all the action live on UCFathletics.com or on the Knight's flagship radio station, AM 740, The Game. Meanwhile, the softball team also has a home series this weekend. They face UTEP at the softball complex. Action starts with a double dip on Saturday, with Game 1 starting at 1 and Game 2 20 minutes right after the conclusion. The series closes on Sunday at noon, and as always, you can see all the action live on UCFathletics.com. Baseball continues midweek action with a back-to-back starting on Tuesday, May 5th. The Knights face Florida International at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday at home, and then take on Stetson at 6:30 on Wednesday at the baseball complex. You can catch all the action live on UCFathletics.com. And of course, you can catch UCF Sports Night debuting every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. on Sun Sports. And a programming note this week, the show will air on Bright House Sports Network Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. and Wednesday at 10 a.m., in addition to its regularly scheduled time on Thursday at 4 p.m. Sports Night also airs throughout the week on UCF TV, which is Bright House Digital Cable Channel 1 in Central Florida. Check your local listings for details. And as always, for all the latest news and scores from all UCF sports, check us out on the web at UCFathletics.com. And if you want to see this episode one more time or any of our archived episodes of UCF Sports Night, you can anytime you want online. All you have to do is visit www.ucf.tv. Well, that'll do it for us for this week. For all of us here at UCF Athletics and UCF TV, I'm Jeff Sharon saying thank you so much for watching, and go Knights!
Hey, this is LT from 101.1 WJRR. You're listening to the best sounds of area music. UCF Athletics, Access Magazine, and WJRR are proud to support local artists. You can find more great artists by going online at www.wjrr.com and also accessmag.com, and by listening to Native Noise each and every Sunday at 11 o'clock.
UCF Sports Night has been brought to you by UCF TV. Today's show is also presented in part by Budweiser, the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Open up a world of taste. By the energy-saving conservation programs of TECO People's Gas. And by Centex Homes, proud to support UCF Athletics.